So in our first tutorial, let us learn how to draw Warli motifs. And specifically, we'll focus on animals. Let's all not forget that cow is our mother. So let's start off with a prayer to Kamadhenu. This is very simple. You need to have a partial triangle and then a small pot-like thing. Follow this up with an arrow, then one more. Let's make this festive. Today is Basant Panchami. Notice that all of Warli's drawings are all freeform. One easy way to fill this up is to take a felt pen or a Sharpie and cover this area. Our second motif is going to be the elephant. One important thing to understand in Warli paintings is that there is a ritualistic aspect to it and then there's a non-ritualistic aspect to it. Most diagrams are drawn with simple geometric shapes. So the elephant, you start off with a rectangle at the bottom. Let's make it slightly hunchbacked, and then we will have a triangle to the face and a big trunk. This is a royal elephant or a ritualistic elephant, so let us add that aspect to it. Not to forget the elephant's tail. Now's the time to pay our respects to the king of the jungle, the lion. But in Warli, as I like to tell my students, the king of the jungle is rather a king of hearts. You draw a heart-shaped face and an encircling heart shape again. One of the things I really find useful is trying to highlight his mane with the Sharpie. There's your lion. Okay. Our next animal of interest is the horse. The horse is a little bit more involved, but I typically suggest that my students start off drawing the body, which is the rectangle, and then its legs, typically triangles at the end. And then you draw the tail. The part that needs a little bit of attention is the face and the neck. So at approximately 1.5 centimeters, draw the free-form face and connect the neck. And don't forget to draw the ears. The best way for drawing a horse is to make sure you use the Sharpie, because that kind of brings the eyes out. There's your horse. Our next picture will be that of an insect. I like to call it the scorpion. Just draw a triangle. Our next motif is the man's best friend. I'll try a different orientation for this so that you can kind of get familiar with drawing faces in both sides. Start off with the basic triangle motif and circle for the dog's face. This is also a bit involved in comparison to a lot of other motifs, this and the horse. Don't forget to draw the teeth. Now, the felt pen to the rescue. So that's your dog. Moving on from the dog, this is also quite a common motif, the ant. And it's also a pretty easy one, comparison to a lot of others. So there's the ant. One more motif that is not so common is that of the snake. But I've decided to show you this because it does come in one or two paintings that I've seen. There's your snake. Along with that, I just wanted to show another easy way of drawing the snake in Warli painting if the previous one's pretty complicated. And that's it. Next, let's draw a crab. Again, this is not a very common motif. But I've taught you this because it's used in some of the paintings, especially when they are trying to depict a village scene. So that's the crab. The next animal that we are going to draw is the cat. Another common animal that we see is the Warli deer. Again, we start off with the rectangle. Okay, so these are all the animals that I know of and the motifs that can be done in Warli. I will teach you more animals as and when we go. The next video is going to be that of birds. So as you can very clearly see, this Warli painting is reflecting the Adivasi life, right? And usually it is done in Maharashtra. And this is drawn on the walls, right? So whenever you see Warli paintings, you have a kind of brown tempera background, which is basically because it is drawn on the walls, right? The primary building blocks in Warli is basically triangles, rectangles, pentagons, circles, and free-flowing geometric forms, right? Let me know how you liked the video and any suggestions for improvement, and looking forward to talking to you on my second video tomorrow, which is going to be a tutorial on birds.